Hi, I'm Jeff Mucklin from the Nurture Nature Center, and today we're going to be talking about color. This is part of our ongoing series of activities that we're bringing to you over the internet so that you can continue to learn about science and art at home. Now, when we think about color, many people think of white light as being just a certain kind of color, but it's not. White light is the mix of every color in the rainbow, and we all know the different colors of the rainbow. Many of us have remembered the mnemonic Roy G. Biv, which tells us the different colors in the rainbow, and those are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Those colors combined make up white light. And we can prove that. We can do a very interesting experiment at home to split white light into its constituent colors. If you have a prism handy, a prism like this, it's an angled cut piece of glass. Actually, this one's plastic. But when light shines through this piece of glass, when white light shines through it, the light is bent as it travels through it. But not every color is bent the same amount. Red light bends more than orange light, and the orange light bends a little bit more than the yellow, and the yellow bends a little bit more than the green, and so on. And this has the effect of pulling the light apart, spreading it out, and creating a rainbow. In fact, this is how rainbows are created in nature. On a rainy day, when light passes through a rain droplet, it goes into the rain droplet and it is refracted. That's what we call this property. It's called refraction. When white light is passes through material at different angles. That's refraction. And then it bounces off of the back of the water droplet. That's called reflection. And it eventually travels out and reaches your eye, and you see a rainbow. And we can create this effect at home. Even if you don't have a prism, you can create a prism if you have a tray that you can fill with water and a mirror. So let's look at how we do that. I have here a large tray, a glass tray, and I have a bathroom mirror. You can see the lights in my studio here, my home studio. And if I just pour some water in here, fill it up, we have essentially created a prism. Because now there's an angle between the surface of the water and the mirror submerged inside. And when white light travels into this water, it starts to refract, and then it hits the mirror and it reflects, and it casts a rainbow somewhere in the room. In fact, at the angle I'm standing at, I can actually see a rainbow created by the lights in my room. I can see a nice spectrum of red all the way through to purple light through here. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any natural sunlight shining in this room right now, so I can't show you any rainbows. However, a few days ago, I set this up in my kitchen, and I did create a very nice rainbow that projected onto the ceiling in my kitchen, and we'll add a photo of that rainbow to this video so you can see it too. You can also, but again, you're going to want to do this on a sunny day so that you can see rainbows as well. You can also create a rainbow with really a jar or a bottle of any kind that has a circular shape to it. This bottle here works very nicely. It's clear, and it's a cylinder. And if sunlight is shining on this cylinder, you might have to move around, but if you find just the right angle, you will see that this also creates a rainbow. So that's one way that we can look at rainbows. We can pry white light apart into its different colors. But now I'd like to do just the opposite. I'd like to take all of the different colors and recombine them, turn them back into white light. And you can do this at home as well. This is called a color wheel. We'll look at that activity now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a color wheel. And in order to do that, first you need a circle. So you can get a large pie pan or a lid to a jar of some kind, anything that's circular, and you can use that to trace out a circle onto a piece of paper and cut it out. And make sure to mark the center of that circle, because we're going to need that for later. So after you've created your circle, you're going to need to color it in. And you need to use the right colors in order for this to work. You need to use either, this can be crowns or markers or pencils. I'm using colored pencils, but you need a red one, an orange one, a yellow one, a green one, a blue one, and a violet one. Make sure you use those colors. We don't want to use any other colors, just those, the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet colors that make up the rainbow for this to work properly. So after we have our 6 colors, we're going to want to draw slices of color into our circle. You can see here that I've marked out the different wedges. So here's my red wedge, my orange wedge, my yellow wedge, and so on. And then you're going to want to color that in. And I have a completed one here that looks like this. You can see I've colored in the different colors of the rainbow in slices. I've left white spaces between the different colors. I find that it works better that way. You can get your rainbow by spinning this color wheel at a lower speed if you leave white wedges in it. If you fill it in completely with color, it will still work, but you have to spin it much faster in order for it to work properly. You can see here that when the color wheel is in motion, it turns white. When it's not in motion, you can see the different wedges of color. When it spins, all the colors seem to blur together. And you can actually pause this video while it's spinning and you'll see a white disc. So we've taken the colors of the rainbow apart with our prism and we put them back together with our color wheel. One of the greatest scientists, arguably, to ever live was Sir Isaac Newton. And one of the things that Newton did was he understood what a prism does. Sir Isaac Newton wasn't the first person to notice that a prism splits white light into its different colors, but he was the first to actually describe what was happening. He understood that the prism wasn't adding color, it was splitting color that was already in the white light. And that's a really important fact. This is one of the fundamental facts about nature that scientists have discovered, and we use this. Astronomers, for example, the people that work at NASA, they use spectrums of light that they gather with cameras in space or actually on the surfaces of other planets or even telescopes here on the Earth. And they use those different colors of light to learn what things are made of. We can also do this in chemistry. We can use the fact that different gases, for example, give off a spectrum of light when you shine radiation on them to determine what they're made of. So this is a really important, very useful fact about the world. And it's also, I think, one of the most beautiful aspects of the natural world. I think we all enjoy seeing a rainbow in the early morning or in the late evening after a rainstorm. And it just adds to the beauty. I think it adds to the beauty to understand what's going on inside those water droplets. Thank you.